All right. Welcome to the first podcast for three wheelers, rolling on three. My name's Keith Hammer. Today I have my man Barry from Thrill Mouse Moto, huge YouTube channel coming up. I like it. I like what he's doing there. Barry's riding the 600 just like me. And okay, Barry, so where'd you get your 600 from?
I purchased mine from the dealership.
Right.
Which is right now. I don't know. I know we have two of them here. I don't know if it's like a big chain when you have them in New York, but right now it's kind of because there's one in Austin and I live north of Austin, and it's actually like on the same street I live on. So I don't have like a really cool story on picking it up like a lot of people do, where it's like, oh, I had to drive it in the rain, or I had to be on like, the highway my first trip, or I had to do it this way. I seriously just like went down. I mean, I made it kind of a big deal because my homeboy, Brian, that's in my videos, he's like, I'll go with you. And this is like before filming and everything. And so I don't have it on tape, but we just go out there. Ryan drops me off in his Hummer, and Brian just follows me back. But it's seriously like, it's just a street that we rode back on. It was nothing. I didn't even get anything out of it. I went, and I parked, and I was like, let's take it and just like go drive it through some parking lots. Like, I don't know what to do. I wish I had a cool story where I got caught in the rain and it's in another city and another town and cool stuff like that. But it's seriously, I could walk to the dealership. So.
No, I had to ride to get mine, and I had to get on the waiting list to get mine.
Oh,
so yeah. It was one of those things when it came out. Waiting list, then I get a phone call. Hey, I got two in. You got to be here in an hour, 40 miles away. And
oh no!
Yeah, that's how I went through to get mine. Paid top dollar, the whole thing. So
it is. So you got it pretty early then, huh?
Yeah. I was like, I was looking at my production line, and I'm in like the first 1,000 of production.
Dang, dude.
Yeah. So I was a fan, so I ran out and grabbed it real quick.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, mine's not, like I said, my story's not that cool. Mine is just, it's their demo that they had. Like, I started the channel, it's probably about 4 months now, I guess, is the channel has been. And I got my Ryker probably like 2 weeks before I started it, I think. And I just saw a commercial or whatever on Facebook, or, those really cool people, the cool dude and the cool woman, riding on it, and they look cool, and I go, okay, and I think I'm like even like in bed, like with my phone, like this, and then I'm just all like, what is this? What is that thing? And I go, that's not a big giant grandpa Spyder, you know what I mean? That is something cool. Like that's because I've seen Spyders and stuff before that, and I'm like, okay, that's almost cool,
right?
But like, you're sitting on it instead of in it like a Ryker.
Yeah.
It's got all this grandpa stuff, like the bags and the things or whatever. And then the Ryker is like a cafe version, like a naked strip version.
Yeah, it's stripped down. It's got that mod look. It's all different, so it's real trendy. I get it. I jumped on the same bandwagon. So now that we on the YouTube channel, first Thrill Mouse Moto, where'd that come from? And why YouTube?
YouTube, because I've never messed with it before. I barely even watch it until now. And I'm having a lot of fun watching it. And I'm having, like you guys, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And I guess it really was because I bought it, and then I was like, I should do something with it. And really it was watching all you guys, watching your videos, and I'm like, well, I can make, probably videos like that. Not saying as good or anything, but I can make them because I got one, and it seems like it's pretty wide open right now. Or back then, 4 months ago, it was wide open. It's like if I make a video just like strapping a whole bunch of fast food, to my Ryker and Ryan or whatever, then I might be the first one to do that. And so I said, why not? So we decided to make the channel, and then Ryan, at that point, who's on my channel a lot, pledged to to buy a Ryker, which he does like a couple weeks later or something.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on your channel.
And so now we just got like that started off as a pair, and now we got a big squad. But we'll talk about that. But and then the channel name, I was like, what would we name it? Or I bounced a lot of stuff off of Ryan because we've grown up together and we understand each other's humor and stuff. So I bounced a lot of stuff off of him, and I was thinking, I want it to be wide open too. So adding something like an animal, like mouse or something, is always going to be a good thing, especially with like character design and stuff. And then I always liked them, and a lot of people get it too because I hear them say Thrill House a lot. But there was an episode of Simpsons when Ryan and I were kids, we were like 10 or 12 or whatever, where Milhouse like names himself Thrill House on like a Mortal Kombat game or whatever, and he's like Thrill House. So then I was like Thrill Mouse, and I came up with the Thrill Mouse first, and then I was like Thrill Mouse Moto, and I'd like to have done something Ryker because that's really what it's about, as you can see, or that's the frame of the channel, is being on the Ryker, right, driving on the Ryker to the places and stuff. But I don't want to limit it to that in the future. I want to have other stuff where we do different types of other bikes or just stuff on wheels.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's
not working.
That's a cool name. That's a cool name. So who's doing coming up with the content ideas? Is it just you, or you and your boy, as you said, Ryan, who has his Ryker?
Yeah, actually it's more than probably just that. I'll come up with something, and usually the other guys, because I would say like the main squad right now is Ryan, Brian, Kevin, and Lydell is a new guy that we're messing around with that lives down the street that we've been riding with too. So I'm kind of far behind. Like I come up with so much footage that I only drop like 2 videos a week. So like in the timeline, there's all kinds of stuff that you probably don't know about,
right?
That we've been doing. But I'll just come up with something, and they'll say, it's dumb, or we should do that, or how to do it like safer or something like that.
Right.
And then we just do it. And we just do it. Some of the better stuff I have, and you're probably used to that too, having your channel, is like, you're like, I'm probably not even going to film that. That's going to be a drag. And then in like 1,000 people watched it in like 50 hours,
Yeah, it's just the whole YouTube community's got me confused. I have 60,000 views, and 89% of it comes from non-subscribers. Explain to me why you watch all my videos, all my content, and won't hit the subscribe button. It is what it is. YouTube, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to his channel, please. If you watch the videos and like it, we need the subs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how my whole idea with the YouTube was just when I bought the Ryker, and I played around thinking it's not my first time on a bike, so it was just one of those things. I said, you know what, let me go out and play with it. I think I could fix this. I think I could do that. And then I was laying in the bed, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna try it out. And I started just pumping out videos and videos. I mean, my production is not that clean. It's really raw because it's me and me and me, and that's just me. And I don't get the riding time like, you guys do, because in New York, a lot of my content is me sitting in traffic waiting for someone to move in front of me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't put out as much content, so I'm like all over the place with it. But I like to watch how you guys get out, and y'all could do 50, 60 miles straight, and I was like, that's just awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's just awesome.
Well, it's like we try to do, as far as like each other's channels go and everything, we like, we try to do what we can do, like what you do, and one of the things, or our strong points or whatever of our environment, like you're saying, where, you may be, stuck in traffic, so you'll probably do some other videos that we probably haven't really tapped in yet, or whatever. Like I know you did like one where you wrap your Ryker and stuff like that.
That's my biggest video.
Yeah. Because that's something like a lot of people want to do, but they definitely want to see someone else do it first.
And trust me, I left out. I might just do a whole blooper reel on how many times I messed that thing up. But.
Dude, and people will. I'll watch it because I had this conversation, not to jump around all crazy, but it was about people saying that, okay, like I like the Night Ryker. Yeah, he's my homeboy, dude. And I like giving him shouts and stuff, and he does the same for me. And he he was someone I shared like his link of one of his videos, and then someone on like Facebook or something was like, "Oh, I used to watch him, but he, he's always like, complaining about stuff or whatever, and I don't really want to hear that." And it's like, I do. And I was like, I use the example, it's like when I buy something on eBay, that seller, I look at their negative.
Yeah, more than their
reviews.
positive. I do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I go straight for it. I'm like, well, let's see what they had to say about dude and how fast he gets things out and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
And then I go, oh, hell no, I can buy from someone else, and I go to the next person.
Right.
So I want to hear, who's going to tell you the positive about that product or whatever it is? The manufacturer, the seller, all that. I can get that. I can hear good things. I want to hear the complaints. I want to hear what it felt like 3 months later. I want to hear all the bad stuff, dude. And I'm an adult, and I could separate that from what I think is legit or whatever. But it starts with somebody being honest, with what they're getting. And that's one of the things I like about, some of the guys, like I was mentioning, the Night Ryker or whatever.
No, I want to have.
What makes everyone cool,
Yeah, I want to have the Night Ryker next. I got to hook up with them and have them on the show. But that's the key. So now, you're talking all this stuff about the bike. What are your mods? What you put on there? What you doing? What you took off? What you put on? I want to hear about how much money you spent. That's the big thing everybody likes to hear about.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to like add that up, really.
Oh, I did. You might not want to, but go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the Ryker riders will know after I list everything off, but it's not super crazy. I know some of the stuff I was looking at earlier with Kevin on a phone call, and Kevin's like the main one that in the videos, like he's helping us install stuff. He's had his like as long as you've had yours. So he's been through a lot of the mods and changing stuff around. So we usually go to him. He's got the tools. He's got all the cool tools already, and he's done it before. So he knocks it out pretty quick, and it's good to film it. But I would say like in the beginning, so I did like the locks on everything. Having the locks on the parking brake was all like,
that's
the main
a must.
one. Yeah,
that's a must in New York City too.
Oh yeah, out your way too, I can imagine. So I wanted to like be responsible in the beginning as much as I wanted to like throw an exhaust on and like get it wrapped, I was like, I should probably like lock it up, So a lock, and then I call it a shower cap, but a cover, on the top of it, just for like the rain, and really keeping people from like sitting on it and weird stuff like that.
Yeah, you'll find a few people taking pictures of it and be like, wow, I think that's my bike on Instagram.
Yeah, it has way more likes than I get on Instagram. So yeah, the shower cap, the locks, and I mean like the parking brake lock, and then the front lock. Just the one that you push down on that's overpriced. And then I just started doing little things like the grill. Oh, the grill on the front, like the mesh, like putting it behind that.
Yeah, that's good.
It's got like all these horror story photographs of people like hitting possums, and it's just like boosh, like puts a hole in the radiator, and their front fascia thing is hanging off. It's like over a possum, and we got like wildlife out here,
Yeah, no, it's you have to. They didn't come with too many protections on the Ryker when it came out. They did throw the basic out there, whatever they need to get it out there. But yeah, those add-ons are crazy, and it seems like now you see more and more, manufacturers putting stuff out for the Ryker, because there's that one company, that starts with an S that they're not sponsoring me, so I'm not going to give them any credit yet. But if they decide to, they know who they are.
Yeah, if they're watching,
if this takes off. But they know I spent some money there. They can see my receipts. But
yeah. Well, my thing with that, as far as still on the topic of what upgrades and stuff I bought, or a little bit of accessories, my thing was my thing was the S word in the beginning, because
I'll blow it out.
Okay. It's because I know that it'll fit, and I know that it'll work. Because that's what it is. Like, you can probably buy those LED headlights, which is another one that I've done, probably from China, where they bought it from or whatever. But is it going to have that little locking nut with the right tabs on it? Am I going to have to get the Dremel out and do some freaky stuff? And it's all like, this, I'm too new to this. I'm not trying to like experiment. So companies like that, I think there's another one too. They're probably going to be, I'm not going to lie, they're probably going to be good in the beginning because you don't know what you're doing. So I didn't even know Kevin yet, you know, at that point.
Right.
Actually, I met him, these cats, you've probably seen the video, from YouTube, from YouTube viewers or whatever. They live like down the street. Lydell, that's how we hooked up with Lydell. You see him more than him. He's like watched all the videos and finally got to a video where I mentioned where I live. And he's like, wait, what? And then he lives like in the same neighborhood as like Kevin or something. This was wild, dude. But another advantage of, or you say why YouTube or whatever, YouTube's been awesome, not just for making the videos, but networking and stuff. And it's crazy because it's not even social media.
No.
Facebook and stuff is really, really whack when it comes to Ryker stuff. Like even
nothing.
Yeah, and it's not. If you want to be like part of a group and then like kind of just hear about problems, I guess, and things like that, but it's not really like a fun social. Like Instagram is cool. So.
Right, yeah, there's no real community for the Rykers yet. So I was like, that was one of the reasons why I said, you know what, when I dropped my channel, and then I said, I was searching for things on the Ryker, and then I just happened to stumble across. I said, oh, maybe somebody got a podcast. That'd be great, you know? Oh, I did this, I did. And then I was like, wait, nobody has one? Hold on, let me run out there, set it up, snatch up all the emails and snatch up everything just in case, you know. So if you copy my podcast, yeah, I'm going to go after you on every episode, so trust me. But, yeah. But, you know, that's why I say, you know what, let me make something fun for the whole Ryker community. I'll bring the 3-wheels in, the Vanderhalls, the Slingshots.
Yeah.
Because you know, I do ride outs with the guys around here. And, you know, a lot of guys, they put the work in on their bikes and they want to talk about them. They want everybody to see look what I did, you know, and look at these, look what I made. And I'm like, you know what? We got to support each other and make it a big community. A lot of bikers did it. Harley Davidson turned that into a huge community, you know? So I decided to say, you know what, let me pull this out and see. So I just been floating the idea and I get a lot of feedback. A lot of good guys come in. And, you know, I've had some real great interviews. I'm trying to get all the YouTubers first, you know, and people hit me up on social media. So, you know, I'm hoping it rolls with it, you know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I like to see how on your bike you take a lot of adventures, you know. How many miles you got now?
Well, I haven't even really dropped those yet, but I've been, on Instagram, I've been doing more teasers. I'm trying to be, once I figured out, like, Facebook is really whack. I'm like, well, then I should put more stock into my Instagram account, which I started like a couple months ago, but it's been working out pretty good too.
Okay.
So I've been dropping like my teaser stuff there to get more interaction, and then I'll drop the videos. So going to New Mexico, that was our biggest trip, and it was insane. It was worth it, but man, I didn't know it was like cold there. That was kind of a drag. We like left like in shorts, like at midnight, I think, to go out there, and we pulled over like in the next town, and we were like, we had like snot, like I'm coming like on Dumb and Dumber, you know, where they're riding, and we were like, we were just getting stuff out of our backpack to put on, you know. I put like another shirt. Brian put his pants on, and then like I took a T-shirt and wrapped it like around, and that's gonna probably make all the people who already cringe at watching my videos that were not wearing gear. Things when they hear me say that, you know, going on a 13-hour road trip with swim trunks, you know, on and like a T-shirt.
Yeah, you got to build a tough skin for the YouTube trollers out there. They really have a lot of things to say about you, you know.
Yeah, it is funny. I was telling someone the other day, Kevin was like, I'm not gonna wear a helmet, it's too hot. And I go, dude, you're gonna make them blow a lid, dude. And he was like, and then I turned back around and he was wearing his helmet. I go, dude, I was joking. I don't care about those cats, dude. Do your thing. I'm just saying.
If you don't mind 10,000 comments of you being called an idiot, then don't wear the helmet.
Yeah. But it's always like it's someone that like never has like any interaction with me. on YouTube, and then like I'm like, who is grandma number 12? You know, and it's like, you guys, you know, I've seen y'all wear gloves at the most, you know, and all these things. Like, dude, call your kids. Let them know you care about them. You're caring about us, dude. We're fools. Don't worry about what we're doing, dude. And you think that's like the worst stuff we be doing, dude. You're gonna. Anyways.
I'm telling you, man, it's amazing, that YouTube thing. I can't wrap my head around the algorithms. I can't wrap what people want. I'll put up one video and it's great, and the next one is there's no view. I say, you know what? I'm just gonna drop videos and, you know, cross my fingers and hopefully whatever, you know, because I'm 60 videos in and I still can't figure it out. So I'm saying to myself, okay, so I could just give up with figuring it out, just work on my Ryker, film it, and put it up there whether they like it or not.
Yeah,
and that's how I've been doing
you. I told someone on Instagram the other day, you got to do like Lil Wayne said, and do you, because that's what does it. I've been talking to Quasi-Motard, big shout to him, motor vlogger. Now, it's talking about like you being early to the Ryker, getting one in the beginning. He reportedly has the first one in Texas. Like Geico had no idea what he was talking about. The title people were like, wait, what do I call that? A Spyder? Do I call it a whatever it is? And he gave me some advice, just like a lot of other YouTubers that have been doing it. And they're just like, they're going to come, you know, because I always say they didn't like me until I got the Ryker, you know? And they're all like, yeah, but they'll end up staying around because of you. So if you do you and do your thing, then that's what does it. Like you said, you're just going to drop whatever. You're going to film this and drop it and drop it. Everyone's been telling me that just do that. Yeah. And then they may not come out the gate hot, but they'll watch it, you know? Yeah,
that's pretty much my idea. Like everything that I purchase for the Ryker or anything that I want to do to the Ryker, I just say, you know what, I'll just throw it up on YouTube. I did have a funny story. I got hit up one time on the YouTube channel. Said, yo, I saw your show. I saw you doing some work on your bike. And I see that you live in the area or in New York City. I got a friend who wants blah, blah, blah. So I say, hey, here's my email. Tell him to, you know, stop by. Guy hits me up. He goes, yeah, I'm going to come by. Look, I got this for the bike. I'm really not too savvy about it. Just come by. Guy pulls up. He's like, he's looking at me, staring at me. He goes, oh, shit. I was like, what's the matter? He said, you the guy I've been watching on YouTube.
That's pretty good, dude.
So I was like, wow, it's a small world, you know? So, yeah, he stopped by. That was actually, I did a video where I installed the airflow, the Ram airflow on his bike.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, it was my first time. So I said, you know what? I'll film it. If it works out, it works out. If not, we can always put everything back together. And it worked out for him. So, you know, it kind of works. And, you know, I'm like trying to, other guys in the areas is hitting me up about things. Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And they ask me questions. So I'm like, I guess I'm becoming a Ryker street mechanic in New York City.
Yeah, you're our Kevin is what it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much, you know, if I go to a show,
the crew builds, you know, then Kevin's got a new Ryker to work on. Is that you? But we don't have Rykers and stuff out here. So like you living out there, it's like, oh man, I could see that. Over here, it's like on a story like that. So Ryan's going to work and he sees this other Ryker. This was like 3 days ago. And he's like, oh, he must be going to see Barry. You know what I mean? Because it's another Ryker. He must have he's doing a video today or something. And he like pulls beside him. He's like, are you coming here for Barry? And the guy's like, who's Barry or whatever? He's like, you know, Thrill Mouse. And he's like, no. And he goes, well, follow me. And then he took him back to the crib and I met him. And it was like, he spent like a good time here just talking to me because he's like,
right.
I'll chase any Ryker down because we don't have any Rykers around here to make a new Ryker friend or whatever. And that's kind of how we are, but we just don't see him. I bet you out there, you could ride your Ryker and probably see your Ryker, right?
Oh, yeah, you do. You see them. It's few and far between right now because we're getting to the end of the riding season out here in New York. But you'll pass them. But they do a lot of group rides out here. You get more people get together and they'll come out. It'll be like 200-300 bikes do a ride out. You know, they'll take over the whole street. They take over all the Times Square. I posted a few videos doing ride outs, but yeah, in the beginning of riding season, you run across people and, you know, they'll stop and everybody does a little chit chat. You know, I've met a lot of people through that and also through the social media thing. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, I would like to have a bigger riding season, but yeah, it's nothing I can do about where I'm at. But
That's, first of all, I've learned this term, riding season. We don't have that, dude. This is Texas.
right.
I was on like the Facebook group or something earlier, and someone said riding season 2, and I was like, oh man, what gear are y'all wearing during this season? And they're like, my garage. And it's like, dude, it's like, you know, 90 here right now, dude, and it's gonna be that way until I think like February is usually when that happens. So like we'll have like a ice day, usually around Valentine's Day, and that's it. Other than that, it just feels good outside.
Wow.
So, but it also gets triple digits for like 2 months. So
yeah. Yeah, that helmet, it does feel like aluminum foil wrapped around your head after a while. Yeah, when it gets pretty chilly out here, I kind of wrap up the riding season for me when the weather starts getting into the 50s. If I could ride out during the day in the 50, coming home at night in the 40s, it's rough. You know, you got to double up the gear. So you're going to ride out in a long sleeve shirt and have to ride home in long johns. So it's a weird thing. And plus, I don't know if they're making snow tires for the Ryker yet. So you won't see no Rykers ride around New York City when it's snowing. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, see, I was wondering about that too. I was talking to someone, I think it was, it's a newer YouTube channel. I think it was Ryker Roadrunner, I want to say. And he was talking about, you know, being cold, because I think his video's been going on. And I was all like, can you ride those in the snow? Like you need snow tires to ride it in the snow? We don't know anything about snow, is why I asked.
Oh, okay. Well, snow, you would definitely need some type of snow tire for a vehicle like that because it doesn't really have too much traction. I think it's way too low to the ground to put it into the snow because you're just going to get so much snow buildup on that radiator that it's just going to overheat on you no matter how cold it is. So I don't think they'll take them out in the snow. That's one thing in New York City. You might catch a guy recklessly on a dirt bike in a snowy day, but you're definitely not going to see any bikes. That's pretty much they get their battery tenders and they're just locked up in the garage till the first break. You'll know that the motorcycle day is breaking because you'll start hearing all those bikes going up and down the road. So, you know, New York City has a pretty big bike community, but like I said, the riding season's pretty short. So everybody tries to get out.
For you, then about that real quick before we leave it is, so what are you gonna do during this break for like content wise? Do you have like a whole plan? Like, you gonna buy a bunch of stuff for it or what?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. And yes, I have a whole list of content that I could film without riding.
Ooh.
And I'm not going to release it.
Okay. I was like, oh, wait, I'm probably trying to spoil some stuff. But I was just,
yes.
You can cut that out.
No, we can leave it. But yes, I have been sitting, you know, every minute I get, I go, whoa, wait. I can do that. Let me put that into the notebook, and then
there you go. Okay. So you got a plan.
I got a plan, so I'm safe. Even though I'm like, oh, should I put it out now? But then I'm like, nope. This is going to be my winter content to roll me through the season. So right now, I could probably drop about 5 or 6 videos during the winter, and you know, just have something for people to see. But yeah, cool. Thanks for asking, because you know, I was thinking about that way ahead. But hey, I was looking on your Instagram, right? Thrill Mouse Moto on Instagram. You got a tattoo?
I got a tattoo. Well, so I like to be funny, and it's kind of like I guess I'll end up explaining it too. But on some of my videos, I did a Baja Blast mod, is what I call it, as a joke, just trying to make fun of those videos that we do. And I did it on a road trip when we were going. It wasn't really like a road trip. It was only like a 2.5-hour thing. And I thought it'd be funny in the video to have it and then show Kevin, you know, our Thrill Mouse Moto mechanic, and I put a Baja Blast can underneath the seat.
I saw that.
Like it was, yeah, like it was a mod, you know. And I was like, yeah, that gives me like .002 HP, a little bit of boost for the road trip, you know. And Kevin's always rolls with us, you know. We're the crazy ones, but Kevin, you think he'd be like the dad, but he's always like, cool, let's see how it works, you know. And it blows up like halfway to it, like it makes like a weird, the heat makes like a pinhole. And it's still like leaking a Baja Blast on my thing, but it became a funny thing because I think it was Border Riker, call it the Baja Boost mod or whatever. So then I was like, I'm keeping it on. I should cut it off, but I'm gonna keep it on for a bit, or maybe do something different. And then I was thinking, man, I gotta get a tattoo themed after the channel, and I don't want to be too basic with like having like one of our logos or anything like that. So I wanted something that also might give me a little bit of HP, you know, get that Baja boost. So this is the first time. This is one right here, dude.
Oh, man.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I got it all the way. Baja Blast.
Yeah, so this is the first, this is the premiere on Shadow Black Riker's podcast of the Baja Boost Thrill Mouse tattoo. That should speak things up for me here.
Yeah, I got you 100% on that. That'll definitely make the thumbnail right there.
Oh yeah. I figured I'd hook it up. I was like, I'm gonna do well. I mean, I can still make a whole bunch of videos. Really, the one I wanted to do, or the idea was, I do a bunch of reaction videos to like, Ryan hasn't even seen it yet. He like came over last night, and I was sitting in the chair playing. We were playing Sequence. And I was just like this, you know, the whole time. And he's like, let's see it. And I go, dude, I chickened out, man. And he's like, no, because I saw the picture. Yeah, because I sent him a picture of me or he saw it on Instagram or whatever at the parlor. And I was like, yeah, you can't look at it till we can get it on film. That's the whole point, you know. So I'll get like a reaction with, you know, Ryan and Kevin and Brian and all the regular guys, because it's just ridiculous. I mean, literally, they did my hair. You know, it looks like I have bangs, you know, like on the side of my head. And the dude.
Yeah, they used a sheep shaver or something, man.
Yeah, well, he was going to do it all with the razor, like for your face. And I go, whoa. I go, I brought like a pair of clippers. And I go, can you start with that? He's like, oh, yeah, that'd be way easier. And he cut it.
Yeah, thank you.
And he's like, dude, you're going to look like a psycho. You need to get like a fade or something. I was like, dude, I am. But I just thought it'd be funny if I look like this for like a couple of days while I do the video. I think it kind of adds to it. And then I'll just get
that is a first. That is a first for the second podcast. So I'll keep it at.
I can't. I'll throw my photo, dude. You gotta.
You know what?
Real.
You know what? I
got bears and stuff in the back over here.
Yeah, your background is off the chain. I was like, this guy is gonna be so much fun to get him on. He looks like the type. I said, I'm definitely gonna get him on. I was like, he's gonna be hilarious, and you've proved it. You got anything coming up? Anything you want to promo? Throw your channel out there, your Instagram, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna have videos. Really, I just want to like say, not even much as me. I mean, I'm pretty easy. It's Thrill Mouse Moto on YouTube. It's Thrill Mouse _Moto on Instagram. I do a lot of stuff on there now. But really, I mean, if they're going to watch me, they'll watch me, and it's just more stuff of what's on there. But really giving a shout out to all my friends, dude. I know, I think someone else reached out, like, I think it was Riker Roadrunner, and he's like, man, I wish I had cats like you that helped out like with filming, because we dropped that drone footage, and that was Malicious Mike that hooked it up, spent the time out of his day to come do that. We did that Black Magic cinema camera footage, and Miller hooked it up with that. And I mean, they followed us around like in the back of like a convertible Celica and got that footage, you know. And we did it like all day. Just all the people that have done, Kevin, you know, doing, you know, hooking us up with all our mods and accessories, having them good tools. And then of course, Ryan or whatever being the main partner for the most on all my videos. Brian on his Honda Shadow. Lydell did some music for me. like do a preview on the drone footage at the end. But really, there's a whole intro to it, outro. But I really want to do it right with some video, you know, before I really use it. But I also wanted to, like, you know, flex it a little bit. But people just really coming through. They've been liking what I've been doing, and then they'll just come to, like, this is what I can do. You know what I mean? Without me trying to, like, beg them or ask for it, because they're just cool people.
Right.
And so really, just shout out to all my friends and the other cats. I'm sure I've mentioned them a couple times already, but the other YouTubers from the Ryker YouTube that have really, like, you know, they've shown support from the beginning. Just even like dropping a comment and stuff is always cool.
Yeah.
But Night Ryker, Roadrunner, Grumps, dude, he's a cool dude. We talk on email and stuff. A couple of them, that's how we've been doing.
Hey, man, just hit them up if they want to be on the show. Just let them know. Give me a shout out and that's thing. All right, so before I wrap up the show, I just got an email from one of the YouTube watchers. His webpage is called Cops Court and Community. He asked, are they considered motorcycles, and do you need a motorcycle license? Well, in New York, anything less than 3 wheels on the ground, they'll consider it a motorcycle. You got to get a motorcycle plate, motorcycle registration. But where you're at, it's what?
The same thing, but one more thing added to it, and it's that you can also get a 3-wheel endorsement.
Okay. All right.
So it's still considered a motorcycle and all that stuff. So you can get a motorcycle license for it. But the extra loophole added to that is, or you can get a 3-wheel license, and that's like a day. It's a 1-day thing, and that's actually what I did for mine. I had to go to San Antonio to do it because it was like the height of the pandemic stuff, and they were the only ones doing it. And it's only $99. So if he lives in Texas or whatever states have a 3-wheel endorsement you can do instead, it's way cheaper and it's less time consuming. Because I think the motorcycle ones they offer in Texas are like all day for 2 days, and they're like $200 or $300 or something. So if you can knock it out in like a 1 8-hour thing, 99 plus.
That's a win. That's a win. All right, so listen, glad to have you on the show. This is Keith Hammer from Rolling on 3, the new podcast for all 3-wheelers. Follow me on YouTube at LALUVRODFUL. Follow me on Instagram, Shadow Black Ryker. On Twitter, Serving Warrants. All that's going to be down below. There's also a support link down below if you want to see this podcast blow up. Just a little bit, whatever you have to help me promote this channel and move it to the next generation, to move all the 3-wheelers together. Start hitting subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know y'all like to watch the video. Please hit the subscribe. Thrill Mouse Moto. Hit the subscribe. He got some good content on there. His videos are enjoyable. Do him a favor. Hit the subscribe. Follow him on his Instagram page. This is Rolling on 3 Wheels. Thank you very much. I will have you back. Maybe I'll have the whole crew on if you want. We'll chop it up again. It's a wrap. Dude, thanks. It was perfect. Do me a favor, an email, send me your JPEG of your Thrill Mouse Moto logo, because I'll post it on it as we talk. It'll pop up and everybody could do it. Dude, thanks again. It was perfect. Glad it worked out. We'll be talking soon, bro.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, man.